And we're back for another episode. In this episode I'm going to be doing the patch 2.4 Hildibrand Quests. With patch 2.5 just a couple of days away, I thought I'd just get this done. So anyway, hello from Mithrie. So what you need to do if you want to carry on the quest line for patch 2.4, you need to come to Eastern Noscea to Costa del Sol, and you need to talk to Ellie. So let's see what the quest is called. So the quest is called 8 Arms and Dangerous. Ellie has the latest information on the Phantom Thief's target. So Mithrie, I was wondering when you'd show up. I've got the latest scoop on the Victor's spoils that our many-faced friend has set his sights on. Have you visited the Colosseum of late? There is a tourney in the works, and it's looking to be a big one. The Mithrie Cup, sponsored by none other than Amigina and Sons Mineral Concern. They say the Master Frigris will be furnishing the prizes himself from his personal collection. Small wonder it captured the attention of Mr. Sticky Fingers. You are familiar with the concern, yes? It's the largest mining interest in the Sultanate, after all. The chairman, Master Frigris, sits on the syndicate and possesses such wealth that rumour has it he could buy half the realm if he chose to. He's also renowned for being something of a martial arts enthusiast. With his position affording him with little opportunity to test his own skills, he settles for living vicariously through the exploit of others, hence his sponsorship of tournaments like the Mithrie Cup. My colleague Ganelon is in Aldar covering the tourney as we speak. If we were to track him down, I'd bet he'd be able to give us something to get our investigation started. Okay, so we need to now head straight to Aldar. So let's go. Let's teleport straight there. So, as I say, I just want to get this quest line done before they introduce the new Hildibrand Quests in 2.5, which I am excited to see as well. And in case you're wondering where I've been the last couple of days, I've been doing a live stream for big fishing. Someone challenged me to catch all the big fish before patch 2.5. At this current time, I am like 37 fish in. I doubt I'll get them all, but I will try my very best at least for the challenge's sake. Yeah, 37 in. So anyway, here is Ganelon. So let's see what he has to say. Cutscene. So, yes, I'm a busy man. If you're looking for small talk, I suggest you look elsewhere. No need to be rude, Ganelon. She's a friend of mine. Now, what say you share your latest findings with us? I promise I'll make it worth your while. Ellie, if it isn't the Mithrie Eye Star reporter, come to have a laugh at Guardian's expense before returning to pen your latest front page feature, eh? Oh, very well. Just promise you'll put in a good word for me with the higher ups, okay? Now let me tell you this: there's strange things afoot at the Colosseum. Bugger all, it's a travesty, I tell you. Okay. They're wearing sublagars. So Hutch, Hugh, and Hiamo, whatever is the matter, and where, pray tell, is Hutchin? The four of you will complete the cup together, yes? I fear that an unfortunate mishap has left Hutchin in no condition to fight. We were just on our way to convey the dire news to Dower Meadow. Mishap my aft. This was sabotage. Some bloody coward out there will stop at nothing to eliminate his competition. I swear it on my sublagar. Lol. Lower your voice, Hutch. My head stings enough without your bloody shouting. Hutchin, should you not be resting your wounds? Oh, but forgive your incompetent, unworthy comrade. If I had been quicker with my mantra, we would still be 4 men strong. They're wearing sublagars. Anyway, so do not berate yourself so, Haimo. In victory and in defeat, the Mantravilles fight as one. You bear no more responsibility for my wounds than I. Any road, I dare say I'll not be getting back into fighting fettle my arsing about in bed. I'm ready to chant some mantras. How about the lot of you? Hutchin, for you I am always ready. Now that's what I like to hear. 1,000 mantras, and I want each one to ring out over the Sagoli. They're wearing subligars. So, the Mantravilles. As Hutchin tells it, they took their name from a training partner they met at the Fist of Ralga, a man they most admired for his devotion and chiseled physique. Consider me not the least bit interested. This talk of attacks on the competitors, however, of this I would hear more. Yes, I mentioned that strange things were afoot, yes? With mere days left before the Mithril Cup, a staggering number of would-be combatants have withdrawn, citing a host of curious ailments and injuries. With the list of entrants shrinking by the day, the organisers have been forced to abandon the elimination format in favour of a mass melee between what few battlers remain. The Phantom Feast Challenge, gladiators dropping like flies. No, this is no mere coincidence. I would speak to the individual in charge of the event. Where might I find him? Though the concern sponsors the tourney, the day-by-day organisational duties are being handled by a fellow by the name of Meadow. He should be in his office within the Colosseum halls. I'll send word to the gatesman, Yu Baya. He owes the Mithril Eye a favour or two. Splendid. Come, Mithrie, we've got a case to crack. Okay, so we need to go to the Colosseum, right here. So just run through these doors. So, okay, anyway. Where are we going? Where are we going? Here we go. So, from the Mithril Eye, you say, then by all means you are free to enter. I am Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. Never blinking, all-seeing, you know the deal, yes? And you must be Meadow. I was hoping I could ask you a few questions about the upcoming tourney. Well, who am I to argue with free publicity? And from a charming little thing like yourself, ask away, me girl. That said, between the challenge from the so-called Phantom Thief and now these bizarre attacks targeting the fights, our tourney's already the talk of the town. Not that you'll see me complaining, provided someone's still left to fight, that is. You're free to investigate as you wish, but you'd be smart to exercise some caution. Needless to say, recent events have everyone here a bit on edge. Why, just moments ago, one fire almost took off another man's head for insulting the colour of his Looks like we've got ourselves another. These two aren't in the entry books. Lol. And our challenger unleashes a vicious left hook as the gentleman inspector was channeling his strength for his next attack. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. I like that. So Inspector Bradian, as efficient as ever, I see. A true gentleman eschews violence, Inspector. You were thinking, it annoyed me. Meadow, I presume. Tell me everything you can about the prizes for this tourney, and try to be brief. Was wondering when you might ask. Master Frygris has spared no expense in making the Mithril Cup the most lucrative tourney this Colosseum's ever seen. The victor will receive a true treasure from his collection, the Warden's Grace, a ring fitted with the largest sun sphere you'll find outside of Khan. The second and third place prizes are nothing to sneeze at, neither. But I don't care how many faces he's got. We've nothing to fear from this thief. The concern has hired an elite regiment of stone torches to watch over the vault day and night. Yes, just as the brass blades were so successful in stopping the thief last time, if you want your treasures safe, go fetch them and bring them to me. And be quick about it, I haven't all day. So, fear I can't do that, Inspector. After all, what proof do I have that you ain't the Mr. Many Faces in another of his elaborate get-ups? No, if you want to get your hands on the spoils, you'll have to claim them as any other would in battle. As a matter of fact, what with the ranks thinned as they are, we're actively recruiting new competitors. The more the merrier, and the more lucrative at that. Now, where did our receptionist get off to? Over here, you slimmy bugger. We've got some fresh blood for the melee. Give me a moment, will you? I've only got 8 arms. Or were they legs? So I like that slobbering cephalopod. You called? I was just about to give the lovely Miss Avila the grand tour. Inspector Hildibrand, look, he's purple. Acute as ever, Nashu. This colour, this overabundance of appendages, I smell a case. Nothing wrong with purple, that's for sure. That's just my receptionist, Ultros. Don't be startled now. He's an ugly little bugger, but he's friendly enough. Word has it he was one of many bizarre creatures from a recent experiment with ancient incantations at the Thaumaturges Guild. They were going to seal him away in a hole in the desert with the others when he opened his slobbering mouth and started pleading for his life. I just want to live in peace. I'll do anything, anything. So the management hired him to perform odd jobs about the Colosseum. And I am ever glad they did. I tell you, this job ain't glamorous, but it sure has its perks. What a delicious morsel. I want to get my tentacles around her. So, she's like, nope. I know not who you are, where you hail from, and I do not care. If you dare challenge me, my Tempest Blade will show you no mercy. You can forget about your case, Inspector. There is only one who will claim the victor's spoils, and that is me. I like her eye colour. Oh, I just love it when she talks tough. Now, who's the chump who wanted to get a pummeling by my lovely little Avie? Though a gentleman takes far more pride in rescuing fair damsels than fighting them, I fear we have little recourse. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, shall do what must be done to... Mithrie will be entering the tournament on my behalf. Mithrie Menethil? You do look like a Menethil. Well, bugger me with a spear. To think I'd see the day when a warrior of light stood in my Colosseum. Hear that clink clink clinking? That's the sound of gil pouring into our coffers when the public finds out that a true Eorzean hero will be stepping into the ring to fight for the Mithril Cup. Oh, and I reckon your friend can tag along too. Show him where to sign, Ulti. With Mithrie, I suppose we have a good chance as any. Now we just need to make sure that she doesn't come down with some curious injury. That gladiatress, Avila, was it? Seemed quite certain of her chances of victory, suspiciously certain, I would say. I'm already 10 steps ahead of you, Inspector. The Ultras fellow seemed most knowledgeable about Miss Avila. Come, Nashu, the investigation is afoot. As much as that sounds like an amazingly productive line of investigation, might I suggest that our first priority is to keep Mithrie here safe? Let's return to Ganelon and see what else he can tell us of these mysterious attacks on the combatants. Very well, I shall leave the task to you. I have a lead on my own to investigate. Should you uncover any new information, I trust you will share it with me at first opportunity. Cool. So now we need to talk to Ganelon again. So let's go. Remember, rule number 1 of Zombieland, cardio. That's a joke that might make more sense later on. Anyway, there's Ganelon. So, you again, I've already told you that. What? Enter the tourney, you say? Are you out of your bleeding mind? Look, I've got a suspicion or two, which I am happy to share with you, but in the end, you have to protect yourself, you hear? So, I've been asking around, and it seems that more than a few of the fighters who pulled out of the tourney were scheduled to fight a warrioress by the name of Avila. Now, I can't make any promises, but my instincts tell me the girl is bad news, but don't take it from me when you can hear it from someone who crossed blades with her just days ago. A fellow by the name of Raging Rat had the misfortune of being matched up with Avila in the preliminary round, and earned himself a right bruising from it all. Last I heard, he was resting up back at the Pugilist Guild. Why don't you pay him a visit? Okay, so let's go to the Pugilist Guild. So cardio, cardio, cardio. So here is Raging Rat. Come to have a good laugh at old Raging Rat's expense, have you? Well, you're not the first. I say, is there not a man in this entire realm with an ounce of sympathy? Greetings, good sir. How fortunate you are today that your guest is Hildibrand Mandeville, gentleman and inspector. Now, if you would, please enlighten me to how exactly it was you were beaten to a bloody pulp by Miss Avila. Gentlemen, my arse, have you not a whit of delicacy? I'll note that word down to look up later. Anyway, so never your mind. Look at the records, may say I lost, but I'll admit up to nothing of the sort. I'll shout at the top of my lungs if no one else will. The girl doesn't fight fair. Tempest Blade, some kind of foul sorcery if you ask me. Mark my words, that girl is up to no good. If she weren't so damn easy on the eyes, she'd be rotting in gaol as we speak. The girl's Alamegan, or haven't you heard? You know how it is with those refugees. Why fight with honour when you've nothing to lose? Yes, and why not disparage an entire people in a pathetic attempt to salvage your own sorry pride? This one's a real piece of work, Mithrie. Let's be on our way. I didn't mean no offence, miss. Just telling it like it is, as it were. Perhaps it is truly in some manner of sorcery, as the fellow says, or perhaps she works with an accomplice? She didn't strike me as the magic-wielding type. If I were a betting woman, I'd put my gill on the latter. Ah, Miss Ellie, the thrill of the chase has struck a chord with you, as well. Yes, I can see it in the wrinkles beneath your eyes. We might very well make an inspectress of you yet. I'll give you a good wrinkle, you insensitive boor. If what the man says is true, it's likely that fellow Alamegans might sympathise with her plight. An accomplice would hardly be out of the question. Yes, I can see it now. Two unfortunate souls shunned by those around them, united by destiny and a common desire for justice. Ample appendages whirling wildly, sending gusts of wind flying every which way, Avola and Ulti, a match made in the heavens. Were it any more obvious, I would have solved this case without leaving my home. Incredible, your powers of deduction never fail to amaze, Inspector. What is it with you two and that infernal octopus? Mr. Ultras should still be at the Colosseum. Let us hurry before he slithers back off to whencesoever he came. Okay, so let's now go talk to Hildibrand at the Colosseum again. So we need to go right there. Thankfully the run between locations is not that far. Shush, friend, and look over yonder. Behold those exquisite legs, those stylish tentacles, the unearthly undulations of his squirmy, squishy body. Yes, our friend Ulti is a most fascinating creature indeed. Behold how he carefully eyes the gladiatrix before him. What manner of mischief is he plotting? He speaks. Yes, this is most suspicious indeed. So, oh, what is this? The girl has fled in a panic. Our friend Ulti appears to be discouraged. Look at the way his shoulders sag. Or, how would they sag if he had shoulders? That's what I was thinking. Our quarry is in the move. Quickly, Noscea, we must pursue. Cool. So let's now go to Noscea in front of the Colosseum. Let's see what Noscea has to say. So, Mr. Ulti seems to have found himself another gladiatrix. What might he be plotting this time? Look at those succulent legs. I reckon they taste just wonderful in a good marinara sauce. Marinara sauce. Ah, he speaks. And another girl rushes off. Whatever did he say to her? He looks so sad. Shall we douse him in lemon butter and put him out of his misery, Inspector? Whatever is he doing with these girls anyway? Call me crazy, but I think he likes them. Okay, so let's complete that quest. Stay armed and dangerous. So let's now talk to Hildibrand, do the next quest. So Hildibrand is contemplating the implications of Ultras's behaviour, and the quest is called What Price Victory? So poor misunderstood Ultri. Here we suspected him of criminal activity, when in truth he was just a gentle soul, luckless in love. Oh, Ulti, can you find it in your squishy, slimy heart to forgive us? Yes. Now perhaps we should return to our investigation. If Avola is as suspicious as he says, as they say, perhaps we should follow her around for a bit. Dower Meadow back at the Colosseum should be able to enlighten us as to her whereabouts. An excellent idea, Miss Ellie, but I have a better one. Let us return to the Colosseum and speak with Dower Meadow. From him we shall ascertain Miss Avola's whereabouts, upon which we shall follow her about to see if she is indeed as suspicious as they say. Come, Nashu, the investigation calls. So don't think Uncle Alti didn't see you following me. What's the big idea? I'm nothing more than a stupid octopus. Or am I? Come on now, I just want what any octopus wants. A cute girl, untold riches, and the admiration of millions. Can't Uncle Alti dream? Well kids, hate to ink and run, then again, I am an octopus. Okay, so now we're going to talk to this guy. There's a lot of back and forth at the moment. There he is. I'll stand right there. So, yes, what is it this time? I'm a busy man. Looking for Avola, you say? She said something about sharing a flogging with her countryman over at the Coffer and Coffin. I reckon you might still find her there. I warn you though, if you're smart, you'll keep your distance from that one. That poor bugger Ganalong tried to interview her for an article. Thought the girl was going to rip his head clean off. How can I put this? She doesn't seem to take kindly to being asked questions of her personal nature, if you catch my drift. That said, if you're looking for a good sparring match to warm you up for the tourney, that might just be the ticket. I can assure you that there is no need for gratuitous fisticuffs, my good sir. With my remarkable powers of espionage, we shall ascertain all the information we need without the fiery lass even being alerted to our presence. Let us be off. Cool. So we need to go to the Coffer and Coffin, which is in central Fanaland, right next to Blackbrush Station. So let's go. So here is Hildibrand. So behold, the lovely Miss Avola just as predicted. Let us keep watch from here, so as not to set off the girl's feigned temper. How many times must I tell you, there is no cause for concern. The spoils shall be mine. It may as well be written in stone. Do you realize what this means? We have suffered and suffered long, but my victory shall mark a new era, just as Rabban Aldin won a new life for himself in the Colosseum. I shall win a new life for our people. The prize that I shall claim will bolster the wealth of our people 10,000 fold. In a light where wealth is power, we will be kicked to the gutter by the Ordens no longer. And with that, I must be off to Nanawa's mines to meet my sister. So Miss Avola's self-assurance is ever a sight to behold. I deduce that my own chances of felling her on the field of battle are infinite small. I could have told you that before you signed up. Come now, we have a suspect to pursue. So trying to steal Avola's from Uncle Alti's tentacles, are you? I'm afraid that isn't going to happen. Yes, Uncle Alti's homemade explosive will see that this is the end of the raid for you. Does that make me a bad octopus? How's the indicative smell of fire sand? Another one of your handicraft explosives, I take it, Nashu? Never know, Inspector. This is far too elaborate to be one of mine. Do you think whoever crafted this would be willing to give me a lesson? They're on to me. Preposterous. Could it be that the musclehead isn't as stupid as he looks? I see. In any event, I shudder to think of what might happen if an unsuspecting passerby chanced upon a hazardous object. Allow me. Heave ho. You've got to be kidding me. Where is Hildibrand? Fair enough. How did he end up all the way over there? So, I'm excited for patch 2.5. Lots and lots of things to review, especially crafting, to see what new things they add in, the new story mode, the new dungeons. There's plenty to do. And then obviously in patch 2.51, which I think most people are excited for, we're going to have the gold saucer. So things are looking better and better by the day. Anyway, here's Hildibrand. That maiden in mining garb must be the sister of whom Miss Avola spoke. Let us listen a bit closer. I thought we agreed, no hard harbour until your leg is healed. I swear, sometimes I think you were born solely to give your poor sister headaches. Says the girl who once fought off 10 Imperials with one good arm. Perhaps someday you'll understand that your little sister can take care of herself just as well as you. Speaking of which, what news of the tourney? Worry not, Hildibrand. I have taken all necessary precautions. The Warden's grace is as good as ours. Even the most modest estimates value its worth at some 30 million gil. Do you realize what this means? Necklaces from estimates, sun silk dresses, all the luxuries you've ever wanted will be yours. The poor little girl in shabby clothes, objects of pity and scorn of the all-done upper crust, those days are over. After I claim victory, we will take our rightful place at the top of society. I don't know, Avi. Wealth is all well and good, but when I see you stand tall in the Colosseum, hundreds of thousands cheering your name, I am proud, no matter how humble our birth. If we stand strong and stand together, this alone is all the wealth I ask for. That is your problem, Hildibrand. You've always been too quick to settle for less than you're worth. But worry not, for your sister is watching over you. I will do this for us. Now, I must return. God forbid one of those prying reporters overhear us. That's my AV, unfazed by a duel to the death, yet terrified to be caught in a moment of tenderness. May the God smile on you, sister, and be safe. A more moving display of sisterly love I have not seen, and yet I fear I have afforded us little in the way of prospective clues. It would seem Averly's obsession with victory runs even deeper than we imagined. That said, I can't help but feel a bond with the girl. My sister and I were alone in the world too, you see. Inspector, did you hear what I heard? Look kids, Uncle Oldsey has had it up to here with you. Do you think you could just fall in this pit and die like a good little girl? I'm talking to you, Mrs. Warrior of Light. Hear that sound? Just one step closer, closer. Not you, you idiot. No need for concern, friends. I have simply taken the liberty of investigating this hole in the ground, and I am pleased to report that there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary. Our hero. Now, shall we return to Uldar? The Mithrie Cup will be starting before long, and the last thing we want after all this is to lose our bout by forfeit. Could it be? Did that muscle head dive straight into my trap to save his companions? The other seemed completely unsurprised at this turn of events. Doubtless he has performed such selfless acts before. A true gentleman if I ever saw one. But if you think that means I'm gonna show mercy on you, you've got another thing coming. Time to break out the big guns, kids. Wait a minute, I dug 2 piss, didn't I? Come to think of it, the second one was right around... Give me a break. Cool, so now we need to go to the step from Nold, so I'm gonna teleport to Aldar. And then quickly teleport out again. Save myself the run. Cool, so now A for I, A for Net, Gate of Nold. Okay, here's Hildibrand. So yes, is something the matter? We're on something of a tight schedule here, Inspector. Stand back, Miss Ellie. My well-honoured Inspector's senses are tingling. I feel a most fearsome adversary lurking about. This time, you're really up the creek without a paddle, kids. Say hello to a not-so-little friend of mine from the Colosseum, Lucium. He's large, he's in charge, and most of all, he's hungry. Where in the world is he? I haven't got all night. My Chamara, who is a half-naked fool? Father, could it be that the aura of unmitigated murderous rage that I felt was not our quarry, but you? Hildy, I was merely taking a stroll in search of inspirational materials for my newest masterpiece in progress. And what brings you and your friends to these parts today? Just a bit of slew work, Father dear. And with that, we must return to Aldar. If you have not heard, your son is set to compete for the Mithril Cup. Moonlighting as a gladiator, are we? A fitting second career for a Mandeville man, if I do say so myself. That muscle-bound old man is the Inspector's father. Remind me never to go on one of their family reunions. Just who is the Inspector anyway? Hildy is a worthy rival, if ever there were one. You go, sir. Hildy, Mithrie, I've been waiting for this day. Well, look who we have here. You're quite the intimidating gent yourself, a friend of the Inspector, mayhap. I am Gilgamesh, wandering swordsman, and I am not so much the Inspector's friend as his enemy. Well, that makes two of us. Perk up, Gulliver, because this just might be our lucky day. There is no one in this accursed realm who can remember my... call me what you will, friend, but heed my words. Mithrie is a formidable foe. Yeah, she is. That's sounding like high praise coming from a big fellow like yourself. To have such a powerhouse as his sidekick, that inspector must be something else indeed. I know not what brings you to battle with those two, but I warn you, you will end up a seafood soup if you face them alone. And with that I must be off, for reasons that I do not entirely understand. I am considered something of a fugitive in these parts. Mithrie, I will not fall so easily this time. Well, it looks like I've got my legs full, all 8 of them. But if that adventure is too strong, I take to take on alone, I'll just have to bring a longer friend. A subtly twisting ring calling to mind the undulations of a creature of the sea. Yes, inspiration has struck. Hello. Nobody here but us octopi. Look forward to your next life as a masterpiece, fiend. Here he comes. Muscleheads, I hate them. That's cool, so now we need to go back to the Colosseum again. So let's return to Uldar. If this ends up becoming too long, then I will split it into more than one episode. Just very quickly realised we're already at 43 minutes. Okay, almost there. Let's see what Hildibrand has to say. Good heavens, chancing upon father like that. I dare say it's taken a year off my life. Quite a crowd has assembled. It would seem the festivities are nigh about to commence. I had hoped to uncover more of Miss Avala's secrets, but no matter. What better place to continue my investigation than on the field of battle? Okay, so let's complete that quest. So the next quest is called The Trouble with Truffles. Hildibrand appears to be in something of a hurry. So Hildibrand says, good heavens, we haven't much time before the tourney begins. We must hasten back to the Colosseum and apprise ourselves on the rules of engagement. To a true gentleman, the battle is not about victory or defeat, but fighting with honour. Whatever treachery or guile my opponents may employ, I will not lower myself to their level. Okay, so now let's go to the Colosseum. Right, so we are going again to there. Yeah, again. So Ultras says, bumps on the head, chipped teeth. I am one shabby looking octopus. I tell you, they don't pay me enough for this. But that's all going to change soon, isn't it, buddy? Funga. Ah, Mr. Ultras. Just the octopus we were looking for. I was hoping that you might enlighten us as to, ye gads, who gave you those ghastly bruises? Bruises? I fell down the stairs, that's all. Now get lost, I'm a busy octopus. Funga. Ouch, you have my sympathies, good sir. It is a challenge enough to coordinate my 4 limbs, let alone 8. Is there something inside your office? No, whatever gave you that idea. I am simply fumigating the place for pests. Pests like yourself. Now, don't you have a battle to go fight? Funga. So, Inspector, I think something's alive in there. That's just me talking to myself. Yes, funga, gods, yes, gods. Working as a receptionist is fun. Battered, bruised, beset by vermin, and still able to find joy and fulfillment in your work. I say, Mr. Ultras, your passion for your chosen profession is truly an inspiration to us all. So, Mithrie, if you would come with me for a moment, I fear the stupidity in the air may be contagious. I like that. He sort of walks in and says that. Cool. So let's now talk to Briadin. So, well, has your investigation borne any fruit? I see Avola seeks to win the tourney to claim a fortune and raise her and her sister out of poverty. Furthermore, she has implied that she has taken the necessary precautions to ensure that her victory is all but certain. While trailing her, you narrowly evaded a series of dastardly obstacles, and upon your return, that strange octopus appeared considerably worse for the wear. The evidence points in one direction. The Alamigo and Ultras are plotting together to claim the Mithril Cup and its lucrative prize. It is not as preposterous as it sounds. I've done some research on our 8-legged friend, and it would appear that Ultras has become something of a regular at Uldar's taverns and houses of pleasure. I suspect that he is using his knowledge of the workings of the Colosseum to identify and eliminate potential threats, thereby ensuring victory for Avola and earning himself a healthy commission. There is also the matter of the Tempest Blade that is rumoured to be the source of the Alamigan girl's strength. This remains a mystery, which means that I fear your life is still in danger, Mithrie. One of the guards informed me that several crates of refuse from the Colosseum reception room were hastily discarded in Pearl Lane, not bells ago. It is a stab in the dark, but the contents may yet provide some answers. I would ask you to bring them to me. Cool, so let's now go to there and pick up some items. So we just teleport to the Weavers Guild, save ourselves, will it even save us any time? Yeah, it might save us a few seconds, so. Cool, so here we go. I went the wrong way, yay! I didn't mean to press that button, whoops. I'm clever. Anyway, so here are the Colosseum refuges. I need to work on my English. Like I say, if there's any words which are difficult to read, I'll just say it's because it's written in the Eorzean. Haha. That's why. Don't blame me, I'm not fluent in the Eorzean. Okay, so now we need to return to there. So let's sprint a Rooney. So, as I was saying before, still really excited for patch 2.5. I think it's going to be great. And we're just leading up now the last 2 or 3 months before the expansion, which is going to be even better news. At some point as well, I do need to finish off my ninja to 50. So, well, let me see what you've found. So let's hand over these Colosseum refuses. It says, a large wooden box containing all sorts of detritus gathered from the Colosseum, some of it still twitching. Now, what have we here? Ah yes, a spectacular assortment of innards and entrails. And what's this? A sack even more foul-smelling than the gore it was lying in, if that can be believed. And look here, there is something to be written on the side. Snigot's Sundries. It would seem that this merchant has dealings with that squishy mass of tentacles. Let us pay a visit to the man and have him enlighten us as to the exact nature of their partnership. Okay, so let's go there. So this time I'm actually going to teleport to the Adventurers Guild, then run through the zone line. There he is. So welcome, welcome. What might a discerning lady like yourself be looking for today? Let's hand over the stinking sack. It says, battlefields the days after slaughter smell better than the unknown contents of this bag. I'm sorry, madam, but I have said it once and I've said it 1,000 times. No exchanges, replacements or refunds. I stand by the quality of my wares and I expect my customers to do the same. Wait now, did Ultra send you? I'll be asking the questions here. What exactly did you sell that ungodly creature? Why, an entire sack of gold truffles. Can you believe it? What's with the impressive price and that distinctive aroma? They're only the most discerning of customers, which Mr. Ultras clearly is, as he just placed another order today. Could these truffles somehow be connected to... no, I should stop myself before I start sounding like... Inspector Radion. It wounds me that you would sneak off to conduct your investigation without me, and to steal away Mithrie here. This gentleman is not impressed. Did you find anything, Inspector? Good gods, what is that dreadful smell? Miss Ellie, I would have expected a cultured young woman like yourself to be more educated in the Epicurean arts. That is the most distinct and delightful aroma of the gold truffle. An acquired taste to be sure, but one that has won the heart of many in Alden Gourmet. I particularly enjoy them slow roasted, as my dear mother makes them. Roasted, you say? Why, my mouth's watering just thinking about it. Might I be so bold as to ask the recipe? It appears that the productive portion of this conversation has come to an end. Besides, the tourney is about to begin. Let us make haste back to the Colosseum. Okay. That's that quest done. So now, let's, we're already at nearly an hour, guys, so I'm going to end the episode right there, and then we'll see you in part 2 for the conclusion of the patch 2.4 Hildibrand Quests. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie.